Welcome back to Indigo Moon. So years ago, I was going someplace with my gang. Now, we were going to the mall in Manhattan, and we ended up going to one of her favorite stores. Now, at this favorite store, there was this little kid who kept on playing on the escalator, and his mother was pretty distracted with his other sibling. But she'd tell him every now and then, don't play on that, don't play on that. And he'd say something back to her. And it came across as being very disrespectful. So he said, shut up to her once. And, he was just going up and down the escalator. Now, this kid had a lot of curly hair. And somehow he decided he was going to play on this escalator, and his hair he ended up falling, I believe. And instead of getting right up, he just laid there, and his hair got caught in the escalator. And that's the first time I heard him scream and call for his mother. Before that, it was shut up, leave me alone, and those type of words. We all sometimes find ourselves not so happy with another individual. We might say things that are not so good. But in this case, this little boy's hair had been so caught up in this escalator that it got closer to his scalp and he could not pull. So he's screaming to the top of his lungs, and that's when his mother came. And she asked for them to turn the escalator off. But the person who, apparently it must have been a key that they needed, because they couldn't find the right person to come and turn this escalator off. At this point, he was at the bottom of the escalator. His hair stuck in, and there's blood all over the place. Finally, they found the person, they stopped the escalator, and he managed to get his hair out. Ambulance had to come and everything. There used to never be that caution sign that you see that I posted. It was never a sign where you saw a person, an adult, holding the child's hand. A lot of things we do haphazardly. A lot of things we just do carelessly. A lot of things we just don't think about, and we just do it. The Nike commercial can say just do it because it's motivating you to do something, to exercise, to motivate yourself to do the good things. But what about in the opposite direction? Do you use caution when it's time to pick up that cigarette? Do you use caution when you pick up that bottle of alcohol? Do you use caution when you're hanging out with toxic people? See, it can extend itself to so many different areas. When we become adults, sometimes we become adults so quickly, and we didn't learn our lessons as children. And when we don't learn our lessons as children, we become adults so quickly. And we don't look at the warning signs. We sometimes find ourselves being toxic people, or even being around toxic people. Either way, we have to stop and really look at where our life is and where it's going. Sometimes we can just pick up that journal and begin writing our feelings on that paper and expressing different things so that we might begin to think about things more carefully. Think about it and make better choices. Either way, it's time for us to use caution when we know that we're not moving in the right direction, so that we can straighten up and fly right and make better choices. For after all, we are adults, and it's time for us to begin to really make better choices for this 2025 at this point. We don't want to have to keep making those same mistakes. So let us wake up and learn from that little boy who was on that escalator, not exercising the right choice. Thank you so much for joining us. Indigo Moon.